Greetings. My name is Ishita Parma and I am going to speak on the topic dying declaration. Dying declaration is a statement made by the person while he was dying and states the reason for his death. The statement given by the dying person can be circumstantial. Hence, the only statement given just before the death of a person is called dying declaration. The person who is conscious and knows that death is about to happen can make a declaration and state the cause of his death, and that statement will be admissible and treated as evidence in the court. Declaration made by the deceased person can be in oral, written, and by conduct. The word dying declaration explains the word itself. In section 32, subclause 1 of Indian Evidence Act defines when the statement is made by the person as the cause of his death or as any of the circumstances of the transaction which resulted in his loss of life in cases in which the cause of that person's death comes into question. Such statements made by the person are relevant whether the person who made them was alive or was not at the time when they were made, under the expectation of death, and whatever may be the nature of the proceeding in which the cause of death comes into question. Types of dying declaration. There is no particular form to be employed in making the dying declaration. It can be oral, written, gestures and signs, thumb impression, incomplete, and can also be in the form of question answer. However, there must be a distinct and definite assertion on the part of the person who produces this statement. Dying declaration case laws and landmark judgments. In the case of Lakhan versus State of MP, Supreme Court provides that when a condition is satisfied that the dying declaration made by the deceased is true and can be relied upon, as the declarant is found to be conscious and mentally fit while making the statement, and the statement made by him proven to be voluntarily and no compulsion was there while making the statement, and can be put for the sole basis of conviction. In that situation, there is no need for corroboration. In case of multiple dying declarations, which consist in the form of irregular interval and contradict each other, dying declaration recorded by the person who is entitled to record like magistrate, then there is no doubt and can be found to be reliable. But in circumstances where it was observed that the statement made by the deceased is not voluntarily but due to some force or compulsion, then the court can raise suspicion on that dying declaration and court should re-examine the statement of witness and other facts in order to determine the truth. In the case of State of Punjab versus Parveen Kumar, the Supreme Court set forth some measures to test the veracity in the case when there is more than one dying statement. The court provides that there must be series of examinations in order to determine the truth. If the statements provide different versions and do not couple with given facts, then the court must opt for the evidence in record to clarify these things so that the truth can be interfered. In the case of Natha Shankar Mahajan versus State of Maharashtra, in this case, the Supreme Court ruled that if there is a doubt about the statement made by the deceased, the gain will be transferred to the accused, as this is the correct law preposition. Moreover, on the other way round, if the statement found to be true and reliable, then it can be used solely as the purpose of the conviction. Evidentiary value of dying declaration. In Khushal Rao versus State of Bombay, the apex court laid down the following principles related to dying declaration. There is no absolute rule that a dying declaration cannot be the sole basis of conviction unless corroborated. A true and voluntary declaration needs no corroboration. A dying declaration is not a weaker kind of evidence than any other piece of evidence. Each case must be determined on its own facts, keeping in view the circumstances in which the dying declaration was made. A dying declaration stands on the same footing as other pieces of evidence and has to be judged in the light of surrounding circumstances and with reference to the principle governing the weight of evidence. A dying declaration, which has been recorded by the magistrate in the proper manner, that is to say, in the form of question and answers, and as far as practicable in the words of the maker of the declaration stands on a much higher footing than a dying declaration which depends upon oral testimony, which may suffer from all infirmities of human memory and human character. The dying declaration is not specifically mentioned in our penal law under section 32(1) of IPC. It is the statement made by the person who is going to die, and the statement will be considered as evidence in court, how his death caused and who is the criminal. There are many conditions that relied upon the dying declaration, and it should be in an adequate manner, as dying declaration is the weapon who convicted the accused and stood as strong as evidence. The admissibility of dying declaration is accepted in our Indian court because of the law presumes that in the last parting words a man will never lie. This is because a man who is going to die, and with all his needs and wants and his interest, is no more passionate for self deeds, so he seldom lies. However, the dying declaration is found to be maliciously made, then the court has the right to reject the statement. Or there are some other situations and circumstances which, coupled with dying declaration, for its admissibility. Thank you.